Hello everyone, my name is png.jpg, but you can call me PNG for short. I'm a Master Support player, and I've been really enjoying Lifeweaver for the past week or so, as of time of writing. However, I have a few gripes with the character, and I'd like to voice them myself for once. I've been wanting to make YouTube videos about Overwatch for years now. I really love this game, and I really want to share that love and passion with more people. I had a video about Mercy planned, mainly for my friends, a guide of sorts to show people how to play her at a baseline level, but she received massive changes in Season 3, right when I was about to make a voiceover. So I've decided to wait and see if they're done changing Mercy majorly before I try a Mercy guide again. I do plan on doing little guides like that in the future though, so maybe stay tuned. Anyway, on to Lifeweaver. First, I think Lifeweaver is ridiculously fun. I haven't enjoyed a new character this much since Baptiste back in March 2019. He's so unique and silly and has so much potential that I really love him, and his character interactions are really good, which I personally really care about. Though, aside from his character being really cool and his gameplay being fun, he's got no real good qualities. And I know, as a former bronze console player, I know that a hero being fun is all that really matters to most people. But to people like me, his competitive viability is more important than that. And unfortunately for Lifeweaver, his competitive viability is lacking. First off, his healing. I believe it averages out to between 30 and 45 health per second, depending on how much you charge the flower blossoms. And I've often said to my friends that I wish there was a hero that healed around this HPS mark, since we don't really have one. You go from Lucio and Zenyatta's very low 16 and 30 health per second respectively to Mercy's 55 and Moira's 70, with Bap, Ana, Kiriko, and Brig with Repair Pack and Inspire averaging out to somewhere around there. However, I believe this character just doesn't feel good with such a low health per second, and I see why no character hovers around this value. It just feels terrible. Brig, Zen, Lucio, Moira's Lingering Heal, and Bap's Regen Burst all heal between 10 and 17.5 healing per second, because they can all function passively, while the character does something else. Moira's Active Beam, Mercy's Beam, Ana and Bap shots, and Kiriko Ofuda all heal higher amounts, between 55 and 70 HPS, because that is what you are actively doing. You can't get Moira's full healing and damage at the same time, but you can have that with Zenyatta. Lifeweaver feels weird because he has what I've called active healing, where you need to actually charge and shoot the healing blossoms, but its HPS is only slightly above the level of passive healing. This just makes him feel terrible, but I suspect that if Lifeweaver could passively throw out blossoms somehow, he would be way too strong. So I see now that there really isn't a good middle ground with healing numbers, and there has to be a gap around the 40 HPS mark, which is something I've learned myself, but doesn't really help Lifeweaver. Next, we have to talk about his damage. It's just pathetic. I'd rather use Mercy's Blaster for DPS than Thorn Volley. Each Thorn only does 5 damage, but he shoots 2 at once, making each shot 10 damage, and though he has 60 bullets, making his max damage per clip 300 with all body shots, he shoots them all very quickly with a large spread. And since his hitbox is so massive, he can't really afford to take duels up close, so his damage output overall is just pitiful. And this is where the clunkiness of his kit really comes into play. His abilities all feel fine, to me at least, but his damage healing weapon swap is so annoying when you're trying to weave in damage mid-fight. It can be so confusing which weapon you have active if you don't use the crosshair trick, and switching weapons then charging up a heal takes way too long to use it reactively, so you basically always need to have your blossom out just in case someone takes near fatal damage. And finally, his ultimate. It's pretty bad too. The initial burst heal is very nice, but all the additional pulses do almost nothing. They equal out to the healing per second of about a soldier field. It's really just like a bad constructible transcendence. The best use of it is to stick it on point when you know you're going to have a big brawl, or to block doorways so the enemies can't contest point. And when the best use of your healing ultimate is to block spawn doors, there's a problem. In the end, Lifeweaver is a really fun character with a cool kit. He just has a few problems that I think are very easy to solve. I think they need to increase his healing ammo count and remove the 25% movement speed penalty while charging a blossom, and I believe they need to increase his HP as well. I mentioned before that his hitbox is huge, but it's like really huge. He's about the same size as Omnic Form Ramatra with less than half the HP. I think giving him 125 shield health and 100 regular health would be very good for him. He has some ways to escape engagements, like Pedal Platform, Rejuvenating Dash, but they aren't as impactful as Kiriko or Moira's escapes, and he doesn't have a good way to regen his health afterward either. So the shield would allow him to get more health back quicker when out of combat, and the extra 25 total HP would help him survive some burst damage better, especially against characters that do 70 damage a body shot like Torb and Cassidy. And that's it. That's all I have today. Just my thoughts on Lifeweaver and how to maybe improve him. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.
The payload advances.
The payload has reached
Tree is falling. Take care. Back on. Another opinion? Another opinion? Pushing the payload. I've got him. A new always helps. Windborne. Up and at him.
必要な鍵爪を解き放て。
Life protects life.